So this is a Singer sewing machine. It's a relatively basic sewing machine. I got this machine about 6 months ago. I got to know about this machine through a variety of different sources and mediums. I'm a personal researcher, so I spend a lot of my time on the internet or reading books. I had tuition in school because obviously catering and textiles is an option. I chose both. But most of it, I must admit, is kind of self-taught. There comes a point where you're not sure whether you need to stretch it or whether you just need to let it be, you know? It's one of the deep, contemplative moments you have as a tailor. Just don't know whether to stretch or not, and the answer is never stretch. It will ruin your life and everything you're trying to accomplish. Just don't stretch.
This is one of the skirts that Bex made me, and I'm completely in love with it. She's really inspiring, and watching all of the stuff that she can make has really made me really interested in actually starting sewing.
Getting a sewing machine has helped my mental health because it's something that reminds me of my childhood. I don't remember where I acquired the skill or the taste for it, but it's something I've done from a very young age. I actually have a piece of my work I created in school. But I find a little bit of pride in making my own things, as I think anyone should, and particularly when it's a good job and it's something I can show off. And plus I like to share it. It gives me a bit of confidence and a sense of achievement that is tangible, because sometimes the ideas you have of yourself within your own mind are hard to get a real grasp of or a measure of, because what do you compare it to? But when you see something that you've made or something that you've done out in the real world and other people can respond positively to that if they so wish, or they can give you any kind of response, it's helping you to build up a bit of an idea of what you can actually do, I think. But what I'm thinking about is potentially making little sets of mix and match stuff. So I've made the laptop case. I could make matching kind of bags, gloves, hats, scarves, little bits and bobs, and sell them on, maybe. I think a lot of creative people have issues with their mental health and well-being. I struggle with my mental health and I'm a creative. Expression is paramount to everybody, but particularly if you have something to say, you need to express it. I have a lot to say, as you can probably tell by my big mouth that doesn't stop. So when I'm making things, it's just another layer of the expression, and I think I'm going to have to keep going until I find something that hits a nail on the head and allows me to convey exactly the message I need, because words sometimes just aren't enough. You just need someone to look at somewhat and get what you mean by it. I support this project with such a high level of sincerity and severity because I feel like it has a very important underlying message that may not immediately be obvious. So as aforementioned, a lot of creative people suffer with mindfulness issues, mental health issues, chemical imbalances. No matter what you identify it as, it's this thing that has multiple names and multiple contexts, but it's a box of issues basically. This project to me highlights the fact and understands the fact that there are ways of coping that might not be, okay, so you see a therapist, you sit down, there is a linear plan of action, one size fits all. This plan is giving you the wiggle room that everybody needs to develop themselves and get better in themselves. Like, somebody else that gets this £500 will not invest in an allotment or a sewing machine like I have. Somebody else might try and invest in a pair of new shoes. They might try and invest in anything. They might try, they might not be successful. But for me, these things allow me to keep track of who I am, keep track of what I'm capable of, ground myself a little bit when I'm flying in the air and things are seeming a little bit distant, because I made it. It's mine. It's mine. It's entirely mine. I can do this at any time, whether I feel bad or not. Nobody is making me do this. I don't have to do this to a schedule. I can do it in a realistic way, and it's because I was given £500. Hopefully with projects like this, if they keep popping up, more and more people will realise that the way that we're living in is the cause of so many damaged people, and it's not damaged people that are the cause of the problems. Yes, we do cause problems. I'm a handful. I have a big mouth. I have a lot to say. I'm very direct and to the point about things, of course. But I'm not taking full responsibility for that. Other people have played a heavy part in that, so I need a little bit of help to get myself to where I should be. This is a little aspect of that help, and I feel I should have had a hell of a lot more of it coming a lot sooner, because now I'm almost 21, but I'm really happy it's happening, and hopefully more people will get it sooner in their lives than I did.